Hey guys, this is Mr. H. I'm going to do question number 35 from the January 2023 Algebra 1 Regents exam. This one is one of those questions where you've got to be able to translate from words into equations. And unfortunately, the calculator won't be much help for this. And basically, you just have to know how to translate. So if you look down at the bottom, you see I have a rectangular, I guess I'll call this a rectangular garden. And they tell us that when you add up all of the sides, it's going to be 90 feet. But we need to figure out the dimensions. So this will be the length, and this will be the width. Now we have to come up with either a system of equations or one equation, but so here's what I would say. Let's say W stands for width and L stands for the length. All right, so it tells us that the length of the fence was 5 feet less than 3 times the width. So we've got to be able to come up with that. So that means L is equal to, what you're going to do first is this 5 feet less, it's going to be less than this whole thing here. So it's going to be 3 times W, which is the width, and then it's going to be 5 feet less than that. That's the key. It's less than that. Whatever that number is, or whatever that value is, the length is going to be 5 feet less than that. So when we multiply 3 times the width, whatever that number, whatever that value is, the length is going to be 5 feet less than that. And the way you do that is I'm going to make this blue. We're going to subtract 5 from that. Okay, so that's what the length is. Now, we got to come up with an equation, another equation. So this is one equation. Because we have 2 variables, we need another equation. And the other equation is going to involve the 90 feet. So basically, it's going to be L times W plus L times W. No, sorry. It's going to be L plus W plus L plus W. Or you can say 2L plus 2W equals 90 feet. Now, we got 2 equations. And now we just need to solve for L and W. So here's what I would do. We're going to use, now we can use the calculator. We got L 3W minus 5. And we got 2L plus 2W equals 90. So let's go to the calculator. And we got a system. So we're going to, and these are linear equations, by the way, because the highest exponent on any of the variables, make sure that's clear. This is a 1, this is a 1, this is a 1, this is a 1. So when the highest exponent is a 1, it's a linear equation. So let's go, I keep doing this, but here's my calculator. So I'm going to go to the calculate screen. And from here, I'm going to do menu 3. And then I'm going to do solve list system of the linear equations. So how many equations do we have? We have 2. What are the variables? Well, we're not using L and X and Y. We're using L and W. So we're going to put L, comma, W. And then we got to enter the 2 equations. So the 2 equations that we had were L equals 3W minus 5 and 2L plus 2W equals 90. So let's go back to the calculator. So we're going to go L equals 3 times W, 3W minus 5. That's 1. And then the other one is 2L plus 2W equals 90. And then all you have to do is press enter. And it gives us 2 fractions. But I don't think we want those as fractions. So let's convert them. So it's going to be 65. I put a decimal divided by 2. So that's going to be 32.5 for the length. And the width is going to be 25 oops. It's going to be 25 point divided by 2, which is going to be 12.5. So those are our dimensions. Now let me go explain kind of what we've done here. We came up with two equations. This is a 4-point question. So we would get, if we were able to come up with these two equations, we would get +2. Now they said determine algebraically. Well, we didn't use algebra. We used the calculator, but we came up with the length and the width. And if you take these two numbers and add them together, you will get 45. And if you double it, you'll get 90. So that is these are the right numbers. Okay. But we didn't do it algebraically. So we would only get 1 point for this. If we wanted to do it algebraically, let me do that real quick. I'm going to erase some of this so that I can actually show you the algebra. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take this equation, and wherever I see an L, I'm going to substitute in 3w minus 5. So this is going to be 2 times 3w minus 5 plus 2w equals 90. And now all I have to do is distribute. This will be 6w minus 10 plus 2w equals 90. So 6 plus 2 is going to be 8w. And then over here, we're going to add 10 to both sides. We're going to get 100. So w is equal to 100 divided by 8. And if I calculate that, 100 divided by 8, I'm going to put a point in there. I get 12.5. So 12.5. And then what I'm going to do is basically substitute that back in the equation and then solve for L. So if I use this equation right here, if I do 3 times 12.5 and then I subtract 5, that's going to tell me what L is. So let's do that real quick. So 3 times, no, not 3 divide, what is that? Oops. So let's do that. 3 times, and I'm just going to go up there, copy this, and then I'm going to subtract 5 minus 5 gives me 32.5, which is what we already knew. So that would be our two answers, 32.5 and 12.5. And we did it algebraically. This would be 2. Now, if you're able to do it algebraically, wonderful. But even if you're not able to do it algebraically, if you're able to come up with these equations, just use your calculator and solve it and at least get 1 point. That's my whole thing. Get as many points as you possibly can. Even if you're not able to fully do what they ask you, do what you can do. All right, that's it, guys. Let me stop this recording and post it.